So it was really hard for me to find time to make this video, but here I am today making the video. I'm doing it on my webcam and stuff and outside because I am at my friend's uncle's house with like 9 other of my friends, and we're going to this video gaming convention in Boston. So that's what I'm doing, so I have a busy week and not much time to myself. So I'm outside right now. It's pretty cold. This week we're talking about safe sex. Now for those of you who have started T, you know that your sex drive goes way up. And you know, a lot of people have experienced sexuality changes. I never did. Basically, you might find yourself wanting to try things that you wouldn't have tried previously to being on testosterone, whether that means different partners or different activities, or being more open to sex in different settings, whatever. You might find yourself being more open or wanting more and more different things. So one thing you might find more appealing is anonymous sex, hookup sites. If you like men, there's Grindr. If you like men, then there's a lot of places where you could go. If you like women, casual hookups, you probably can't find much of that on the internet. Craigslist maybe, but you might get some sketchy people. Not saying there aren't tons of sketchy people on any hookup site, but there's tons of not sketchy people, and I guess a lot of people are like, whoa, that is intense. No, there are plenty of people who definitely think that that's trashy and sketchy and creepy and whatever, but there's really no shame in it if you want to have anonymous sex and hook up with people. So if you're gonna do that, there is definitely a component of that has to do with safety, and I think my computer was just like off for a second. But as far as like wearing a condom and all that stuff, you can Google that and figure out how to have safe sex. Us trans guys, we're pretty small generally. I'm not saying there aren't like some of us that are like over 6 feet tall, but if we're small and maybe young compared to who you might be meeting up with, and so it's good to be safe and be cautious if you're meeting with someone that you have never met before. You might want to carry a knife or something, or maybe not, but you be incredibly careful. Try and get a good feel for them before you meet them. One thing you should definitely do is that if you're going anywhere, out of your home or anything, you need to get there must be someone that you trust with this information, and you need to give someone your location where you're gonna be, so that if something happens and you don't show up for a while, that someone knows where you could be. And if you're in someone's house, make sure like where the exit is. If you need to run, things can happen, and if you're dealing with someone that you've never met before, things might be more likely to happen than if you were dealing with someone you trust. And I know like people say in regards to protection and stuff, if you're fooling around with a friend, like friends with benefits and stuff, you still use protection. Anyone will tell you, like, yeah, maybe you think you can trust them, but maybe you can't, or maybe they don't know that they have an STD or something. With anonymous hookups, you don't even have that component of trust, so you really don't know what's going on. They could seem like a nice person, and they could just, it could not be them. You don't know their background. So remember that there definitely are people out there who will knowingly have an STD and have sex with people, and there are definitely people who are like that, who are going to seem like they're very nice people. And so knowing that there are definitely people like that, and the fact that you don't really know who you're sleeping with, that means there are definitely people that are definitely sleeping with people who are doing that. So it could be you. That was probably hard logic to follow, but it could be you. So definitely wear protection. Don't think that you can trust someone. It's good to trust people, but maybe not with, your health. Especially when their motives are like sex. That tends to cloud people's judgment. Not that there's ever an excuse for doing anything like that, but you have to look out for yourself too. If you ask them previously, like before you meet up with them, make sure you ask them if they're clean, if they were tested, whatever. In the unfortunate event that you do catch something from these people, if you have a record of them telling you that they're clean, then you can take legal action against them. You're not going to get your cleanness back depending on what you caught, but I mean, you can do something. I'm not going to talk about anonymous sex and whatever my experience with hooking up and stuff on YouTube, but I mean, if there's anyone who really wants to talk about it with me, I'm open, and I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go be in Boston and do Boston-y things and stuff. So, bye-bye.